شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتو یې پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا کور دا د باتورانو کور.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on this Saturday, June 20th, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan has dismissed claims by a U.S. lawmaker regarding the presence of foreign groups in the country. There is no foreign group in Afghanistan, nor is there a threat to any country from here. We strongly reject these claims, said Maulavi Zabihullah Mujahid, spokesman for the Islamic Emirate. He emphasized that Afghanistan has a unified and strong government, maintains full sovereignty over its territory, and does not permit any group to use its territory against other nations. The National Statistics and Information Authority reports that Afghanistan's exports total $102.7 million and imports reached $1.244 billion in April. Compared to the previous month, exports rose by $17 million and imports by $401.2 million. Pakistan, India, and the UAE were the top export destinations, while most imports came from Iran, Pakistan, and China. The Ministry of Propagation of Virtue, Prevention of Voice and Hearing Complaints says that its officials rescued 17 women from domestic violence last week. The ministry further reported that preventing 7 forced marriages in Saripal, Laghman and Faryab provinces. The Ministry of Economy says that nearly 2,000 development and humanitarian projects were implemented across Afghanistan in 1403. The projects include 370 major and 873 sub-development projects funded by the Islamic Emirate, along with 1,939 aid projects, 621 by foreign and 1,318 by domestic organizations. Here is the rest of the story.
Despite international sanctions, the Ministry of Economy says the Islamic Emirate successfully implemented 370 major and 873 sub-development projects last year using its development budget.
GDP has grown by 2.7%. Across the country, about 370 major and 873 minor development projects funded by the Islamic Emirates budget have been carried out, boosting economic efficiency and creating thousands of jobs.
The ministry also reported that, in addition to government-funded projects, 621 humanitarian projects were carried out by foreign partners and 1,318 by domestic institutions over the past year.
Through effective coordination with foreign organizations, about 621 foreign-funded projects and 1,318 humanitarian projects by domestic NGOs have been implemented in vulnerable areas affected by climate change and natural disasters to address livelihood challenges.
Economic experts view these projects as vital for the country's economic growth and stress the need for their continued implementation.
These development projects can impact various sectors contributing to GDP growth, such as services, agriculture, and industry, forming the fundamental basis for economic growth. Work on infrastructure development and expansion projects can benefit Afghanistan's economy in the long term as we manage both natural and human resources, moving toward dynamism and self-reliance.
The Islamic Emirate and the Afghan public have repeatedly urged the international community to release Afghanistan's frozen assets, emphasizing their importance for economic recovery and development.
Maulavi Atiqullah Azizi, Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture at the Ministry of Information and Culture, visited the historic Bost Castle in Lashkargah, Helmand Province, stressing its preservation. He praised local officials for their efforts, while railway administration engineers highlighted the need to protect heritage sites during railway construction. Meanwhile, the provincial cultural authorities pledged continued protection of historical monuments. Construction has begun on a 1,030-meter perimeter wall around the Nuristan governor's office, a project valued at 25 million Afghanis. According to provincial officials, this is the first such structure since the office's establishment. The Ministry of Interior Affairs approved the project following efforts by Governor Qari Zainul Abidin Abed. 70 recovered addicts from the 5,000-bed Aghosh Health Center operated by the Counter-Narcotics Deputy Directorate of the Ministry of Interior Affairs were reunited with their families after completing treatment and vocational training. The addicts had been gathered from various parts of Kabul and other provinces. The Maidan Wardak provincial government reports that heavy rains and flash floods struck Narkh, Chek, Saidabad and the Mirdad districts overnight, causing significant financial losses. Authorities report that no casualties have been reported, but several roads remain closed to traffic. And the final one is that the United Nations Special Trust Fund for Afghanistan has announced a $4.25 million contribution from Norway. According to the fund, the donation will help expand essential services and provide long-term support in the country's most vulnerable areas. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا